Namaskar, I'm Suruchi Das and you're watching Rhythm News. Pakistan's economy, long teetering on the edge of collapse, has found itself drowning further in chaos, even with a $7 billion bailout from the International Monetary Fund. While the loan provides temporary relief, the real crisis for Pakistan lies within its own policies and leadership. A country bogged down by chronic corruption and mismanagement, Pakistan's financial woes are not just a result of economic miscalculations, they are deeply rooted in its governance. Faced with IMF's stringent demands, the government has made drastic decisions, eliminating 150,000 government jobs and merging several ministries to cut costs. Taxes on the public have soared, sparking frustration across the country. Despite these austere methods, the situation on the ground remains grim, with ordinary Pakistanis feeling the brunt of the government's failings. Pakistan's corruption problem has become the bane of its development. From law enforcement agencies to political offices, corruption is embedded into the very fabric of the system. This rot is mirrored in the country's low standing on the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index, where it ranked 140th globally in 2022. The scale of graft has made it impossible for any form of financial aid, no matter the size, to translate into real improvement for the people. Journalist Akhtar Shaheen has underscored this critical issue, stating that even doubling the loan wouldn't change the ground reality unless the government makes a concerted effort to uproot corruption. Meanwhile, the rising cost of electricity, compounded by inefficiencies in infrastructure, is rapidly pushing the country into a deeper economic abyss. The government's decision to hike electricity prices yet again has placed an unbearable strain on households. Rural communities are particularly suffering, with many forced to sell their livestock just to keep the lights on. The National Electric Power Regulatory Authority (NEPRA) recent increase in electricity charges by 2.56 rupees per unit has only worsened the situation. Businesses already battered by inflation and supply shortages now face potential collapse due to these energy costs, deepening public anger. But the economic mismanagement does not end here. While Pakistan's citizens bear heavy tax burdens and electricity price hikes, the government has inexplicably chosen to bolster its defense expenditure, allocating $4.5 billion to the military. Many see this move as catering to foreign interests, particularly China, rather than focusing on addressing domestic economic challenges. The decision to prioritize military spending over internal development reveals a leadership more focused on power than progress. Pakistan's over-reliance on international aid has been a hallmark of its economic policy for decades. This latest $7 billion loan marks the country's 25th IMF program since 1958, a glaring indication of its inability to independently manage its finances. Yet, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif insists this will be Pakistan's last deal with the IMF, an empty promise echoed by previous governments. Without structural reforms, the pattern of failure will continue. In the end, no financial lifeline can save Pakistan from its entrenched issues of corruption, mismanagement, and misplaced priorities. The country's real recovery lies in overhauling its system of governance, cutting the cancer of corruption, and realigning its economic focus on its people rather than its military machine. For now, Pakistan's economic future remains as uncertain as ever, a stark reminder that loans cannot fix a nation unwilling to fix itself. Jai Hind.